15 Most Unreliable Cars in 2023. Buying an expensive car doesn't mean it will be dependable. In fact, some of the worst offenders are the priciest. Here we reveal the least reliable models up to 5 years old. 15. Ford Fiesta, 2017 to present. Reliability rating 80.2%. The current Fiesta's fault rate was relatively high, at 31%, and many of the issues reported were serious. These put a third of the afflicted cars out of action for more than a week, and 30% of these couldn't be driven. On the bright side, 90% of the work was completed for free and none of the bills exceeded £300. Suspension issues were the most common faults, followed by problems with the battery, engine, steering and exhaust. 14. Volkswagen Golf, 2020 to present. Reliability rating, 79.9%. Electrical issues and problems with the infotainment and sat-nav have plagued the current Golf, each area accounting for 24% of all faults. 4 out of 5 cars could still be driven, but more than a third spent more than a week in the garage. Thankfully, 86% of owners weren't charged for any work, and most of those who were paid out less than £300. 13. Skoda Yeti, 2009 to 2017. Reliability rating, 79.2%. Gearbox and clutch issues were the biggest bugbear of Yeti owners, 33% of which said their car had gone wrong. There were also complaints about the aircon, brakes, bodywork, and suspension. Although 25% of cars were put right for free, 63% of them cost up to £500 and a further 13% up to £1,000. Repairs were slow too, with 75% of cars out of action for more than a week. 12. Tesla Model S, 2014 to present. Reliability rating 78.9%. The Model S has one of the highest fault rates in our survey, with 44% of the cars we were told about going wrong. Problem areas included the bodywork, sat-nav, infotainment system, interior trim, non-motor electrics and suspension. 3/4 of repairs were done for free, but some owners paid out up to £1,500, and 45% of affected cars were out of action for more than a week. 11. Range Rover Evoque, 2011 to 2019. Reliability rating 78.8%. The original Evoque suffered lots of time-consuming faults. Among the 35% of cars that went wrong, non-engine electrics and the battery were the main culprits, and more than half of the cars that went wrong were in the repair shop for more than a week. Repairs were free for most, 81%, owners, but a minority paid more than £1,500. 10. Skoda Octavia, 2020 to present. Reliability rating 78.7%. Sat-nav, infotainment was the most common problem area, accounting for 31% of faults. Overall, 54% of cars went wrong, with owners also reporting problems with the battery, bodywork, interior trim and non-engine electrics. All repairs were done for free, but a third of cars took more than a week to put right. 9. Mercedes A-Class Hybrid, 2018 to present. Reliability rating 78.4%. While 33% of petrol A-classes and 31% of diesels went wrong, an even heftier 46% of hybrid models hit trouble, with the engine, non-engine electrics and aircon being the main areas of concern. Although 79% of repairs were free, some owners faced bills of more than £1,500. 8. Porsche 718 Cayman and Porsche 718 Boxster, 2016 to present. Reliability rating 77.9%. Owners told us that 44% of their Caymans and Boxsters had suffered a problem, and some were eye-wateringly expensive to put right. Although 2/3 of repairs were done for free, 8% cost between £501 and £750 and a further 8% topped £1,500. All cars could still be driven and most, 92%, were fixed in less than a week. The most frequently cited issues related to the bodywork, suspension, and engine. 7. Volkswagen Golf SV, 2014 to present. Reliability rating 75.8%. With a 44% fault rate, the Golf MPV isn't as reliable as the hatchback, which has a 25% fault rate. Problem areas included the aircon, bodywork and brakes. Although 2/3 of issues were fixed for free, some bills cost up to £750, and 27% of cars were off the road for more than a week. 6. Nissan X-Trail, 2014 to 2022. Reliability rating 75.8%. It's a general tale of woe for X-Trail owners, with 32% of their cars going wrong and faults in every one of our 14 categories. It's been expensive for owners too, with 17% of faults costing more than £1,500 to put right. Still, 3/4 of the cars could still be driven and were fixed in less than a week. 5. Volkswagen Touran, 2015 to present. Reliability rating 75.2%. The Touran had problems in lots of areas including the gearbox, clutch, aircon, battery, brakes, engine and fuel system. To make matters worse, many of the cars we were told about were costly to fix and slow to repair. Half of the cars we were told about went wrong and only 47% of the costs were covered by Volkswagen, leaving 13% of drivers with bills of more than £1,500. On top of that, 1/3 of the affected cars spent more than a week in the garage. 4. Peugeot 3008 Diesel, 2017 to present. Reliability rating 74.4%. Diesel 3008s are prone to problems than their petrol or hybrid siblings, with a 40% fault rate, compared with 27% for the other two fuel types combined. The most common problem area was the suspension, followed by the exhaust, engine and non-engine electrics, battery, and the engine. 3. Audi A3, 2020 to present. Reliability rating 74.2%. Owners reported that a whopping 57% of latest generation Audi A3s had suffered a glitch in the past 2 years, with the sat-nav infotainment system accounting for 33% of faults and other non-engine electrical systems 29%. Although all the issues were sorted out at no cost to owners, many of the faults were serious and time-consuming to put right. More than 1/3, 38%, of the faulty cars were rendered undrivable and 76% of them spent more than a week in the garage. 2. Audi Q5 Diesel, 2008 to 2017. Reliability rating 73.4%. Diesel Q5s were even more prone to problems than petrol versions, and they cost owners far more in repair bills. All petrol cars were repaired for free, whereas 31% of diesel owners had to contribute to the cost, and 8% of them faced bills ranging from £1,001 to £1,500. The biggest issue was with the suspension, but there were also reports of problems with the electrical systems relating to the engine. Twice as many diesel cars were rendered undrivable and took more than a week to fix. 1. Land Rover Discovery, 2017 present. Reliability rating 70.7%. Reliability isn't a Land Rover strength. All 3 of the worst performers in this class are from the brand. Faults affected 35% of discoveries, and while 71% of repairs were carried out free of charge, 5% of cars cost between £1,001 and £1,500 to put right. Even worse, 47% of cars took more than a week to repair. There were problems in lots of areas, but the most common complaints centered on the bodywork, engine, and non-engine electrics, aircon and the engine.